mam. Hanumanta 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 Rakshamam. Dattatreya 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 Pahimam. Datta Guru Datta Guru Datta Guru Rakshamam. Shankaracharya 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 Pahimam. Bhagavad Pad Bhagavad Pad Bhagavad Pad Rakshamam. Satgurudev Satgurudev Satgurudeva Pahimam. Shivananda 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 Rakshamam. Satgurudev Satgurudev Satgurudeva Pahimam. Jyotirmayananda 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 Rakshamam. Gangarani 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 Pahimam. Bhagirathi 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 Rakshamam. Om Shakti Om Shakti Om Shakti Pahimam. Brahma Shakti Vishnu Shakti Shiva Shakti Rakshamam. Om Adi Shakti Maha Shakti Parashakti Pahimam. Ichha Shakti Kriya Shakti Jnana Shakti Rakshamam. Rajarajeshwari 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 Pahimam. Tripura Sundari Tripura Sundari Tripura Sundari Rakshamam. Om Tat Sat Om Tat Sat Om Tat Sat Om. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. So let us continue from where we left off last Friday. You will know we are on the concluding portion of Yoga Vashistha called Nirvana Prakarana. Nirvana means liberation, mukti, no more coming back into the cycles of life and death. And we were studying section number 198, equanimity and equal vision. So Shri Vashistha, Lord Ramas Guru, is explaining the virtue of equanimity, which also Lord Krishna highlights as one of the most important quality for a yogi, that is to have equanimity. Samatvam yoga uchyate. That's what Lord Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, that once we have equanimity, that is the highest yoga, the best yoga. So we should all work on that. We are progressing from there. He who is intent upon doing good to all, who enjoys the bliss of equanimity, meaning it is natural to jump in pleasurable moments and to cry in sad moments, but if we make it like an even keel, don't get too excited when something good happens, or don't get into too much sorrow. What happens is then you are in your core zone, you are not being affected by external events. Such a sage cannot be consumed by fire, nor can he be destroyed by fire. What that means is, if you have equanimity, external elements are there. Adversity, prosperity will continue for sure, but it will not affect you, because you will see it all as a puppet show, as a game, as a movie. You know that it's all unreal. He who performs his duties with a mind free of pleasure and pain and is rooted in the vision of equality, who can equal such a sage? But it takes time. It's not easy to get to that state immediately. Therefore, we have to progress towards it. It is done in degrees, like you lose weight. Today I lost 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, and over, if you are persistent, over 6 months, you lose 20-30 pounds or whatever your goal is, if you have done the right discipline. Much in the same way, you are trying to control anger or lust or greed or jealousy. The first thing is be honest with yourself, because ultimately uh, only a guru will tell you these are the things you need to work, or you will know. I mean, even a guru cannot know as much depth as you know, because it's your issue. You are very close. Like, you go to the doctor, you say, doctor, I have stomach ache. He will give you the medicine, but he'll first ask you questions: how much, where, on a scale of 1 to 10. How much pain. So all those things are there practically. A man of equanimity is trusted by his family and friends, because everybody likes people who are cheerful, who can keep the secrets, and who are calm, even minded. And even his enemies develop confidence in him. In fact, whoever comes in contact with him begins to trust him, because that is that quality. Not everybody has it. Equanimity becomes fully established when a person attains self realization. So, right now, most of us, whether we are whatever stage we are in, whether we are beginning, intermediate, or advanced, or sadhakas, we are basically progressing, and it takes effort. It's not, it won't happen automatically. If you don't do it, it will regress. You will go back to your old self. So therefore you have to keep on working hard. But once you get self realized, then these things are rooted out. They will not bother again. The equanimity is now deeply established. Then he does not run away from adverse conditions, nor does he run after pleasant ones, because now he sees it all as a show, as a divine plan. So, ever contented with whatever comes to him as a result of his prarabdha karma, fructifying karma, he lives a life of enlightenment and is adored even by gods. And that's true. In Sanatana Dharma, we basically say that heaven is a transient place also, because eventually uh, these joys, the pleasures of the senses are multifold in heaven beyond our human capacity, but they also slowly extinguish, and with time you are reborn. So therefore even gods are praying to get a human life, and we have this human life and we waste it. So many things are done in a foolish way. So if such a sage were to entertain anger for the well being of others, he would be adored, because his anger acts like nectar and no one is hurt deeply. So we have to understand, um, like when a mother yells at the child loudly because he's going to touch fire, is actually required. It's a good thing, because if she doesn't yell or she doesn't get angry, the child will make a mistake. Much in the same way, teachers, spiritual aspirants, we all have to understand that don't take these things literally, that you can never raise your voice, you can never be angry. I mean, all that is well and good, but practical life has to be lived. So, but not having a sway because of the senses, doing it for the right reasons, getting angry for the right reason is perfectly justified. The question is, though, what is the intent behind it? Is the intent to help somebody or to hurt them? If the intention is not good, then no matter how sweet your words are, it is sinful, wrong, not going to help you. But if the intention is good, then even yelling or hurting somebody temporarily or giving a slap to a child and all, we grew up this way. It was always like that. I mean, for our benefits, in English there was used to be a saying, spare the rod and spoil the child. Now all that is gone to dogs, and look, we are facing the music now, because all this freedom is there. I'll do whatever I want. Who are you? Call 911. So what are you going to do? So but you have to just control your own self and try to find out ways then that work for you, work for others. So this is the journey we are on. Whatever he does, whatever he eats, whatever he says for refraining others from evil conduct, all his acts are praised by others. Because what happens is, why are they praised? Because such a person brings fragrance, he brings authenticity, he brings uh, innocence, that whatever he does, whatever he says, people will understand, because he has no ulterior motive. Everything is childlike, not childish, but childlike. Be simple like a child, but don't do foolish things like a child. Don't be childish, but be innocent like a child. That's what's meant here. And that's how enlightened sages and saints are. So they help humanity, they help everybody. Everybody generally benefits. So whatever actions a sage performs, whether they are good or evil from the point of view of appearance, whether in the past or in the present, all are applauded. Because if you are sincerely having faith, then you should know that, is it going for your benefit? Does the guru mean to help you, or is he trying to just say? They are not worldly people, they don't want anything. But it's our responsibility, like to my guru and those we are guiding, that you give your full attention and support and all the resources that are needed, because it's a divine journey. We are on a divine journey. the you cannot give anything material, because uh, the journey, whatever we give, is going to be an object only, isn't it? But you are getting what in return? You are getting enlightenment, you are getting grace, you are getting the path to move forward. So but if you suppose say, no, 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 I can do it on my own, then fine, then that's the journey you are on. But guru kripa, our scriptures who are deep will tell you that guru's grace is the main ingredient in the recipe that will make it happen. But it has to come naturally, you cannot force it. The faith has to be there. Otherwise, intellectually you can be very brilliant, you can know many books, you can read many scriptures, many things, and you can narrate beautifully. See, in Jesus' 10 commandments, to preaching to farmers, such simple words: thou shalt not kill, treat thy neighbor like thyself. And yet, billions and billions of people are today following it. And how many Harvard professors come up with so much eloquence, so many poems, and so much literature? They don't get, even the name recognition is not there. Yet, intellectually, very smart. So, why? Because he had the touch of divinity. And much like that, anybody, many saints and sages in India, Ramakrishna Paramhansa and others, were not totally illiterate. They were not educated. And yet they produced disciples like Vivekananda, who came in the Chicago Religion of Conference and shook the whole world about how deep the roots are of Sanatana Dharma. That is the foundation of everything. The oldest religion, of course, Vedas came from here. So it is, if you understand it with an open mind, you will see that everything is that only. Nothing is different. So even when calamities present themselves, a king, a sage of equanimity, is ever unaffected by them. But you have to reach that state. King Shivi gave away his own flesh for saving a dove that had taken refuge in him. See, such a beautiful example. He was a king, he had all the money, all the luxuries, all the opulence. A hunter was shooting a dove who came and fell in the king's lap seeking refuge. And when the hunter came, he says, legally, I shot the arrow, this is mine. So, but the king said, I want to support him, and that was a test. So, I will not give it to you. He says, okay, all I care about is flesh. I have to eat. So that is what the story goes. So he had to, they weighed the pigeon, the sparrow, and the dove. In this case, they are saying a dove. So whatever the weight of the dove was, he gave that much skin of his own body, but did not let this little dove get killed by that. He nursed him. Buddha did the same thing when he was very young, you remember? His name was Siddhartha at the time. Siddhartha. Later he became Buddha. But when his cousin shot the arrow and the dove fell down, he quickly ran in compassion, pulled the arrow out and nursed it. And the other cousin started fighting that I killed it, I brought it down, it's mine. So they both went to their father, King Shuddhodhan, and asked him. And then Buddha said, tell me what is more important. Can you give a life back after you take it? Can you? Can anybody? No, that will not happen. So he says, who is greater, the person who is trying to save a life or who's trying to take a life? So the king was also, they used to be the judges, there were no jury systems. So he made the judgment that Buddha was proper in his thought process, and the bird was given to him to continue to nurse him. So that is what compassion and love is. Also, King Janaka remained unaffected when he learned that his well decorated city, which was being prepared for a great celebration, had been burnt to ashes. Think about it. His whole city burnt, and yet he said, it is what it is. It wasn't here, it won't, I mean, whatever the loss is, it can be made up, we'll work it out, it can happen, it has happened. Whereas we lose our phone or our wallet or this or that in our hole, we get so shook up. It is natural to get shook up. I'm not saying don't get shook, don't get agitated, but what we are saying is that understand that that is the state we have to be in, where everything outside of your own self, which means you see divinity everywhere. You see it in your enemies, you see it in yourself, you see it in your pets, you see it in everyone. And that's not such an easy thing to do. It's easy to love your loved ones, but very hard to love the people who are mean to you, who hurt you, who say wrong things. But that doesn't mean you go give them hugs either. We are not saying call them on a party. No, but at the very moment, at the same time, don't hate them, don't despise them, don't build seeds of anger, because it's about you, not about them. If they're sick, they don't know what they're doing. You, on the other hand, are a sadhak, an aspirant. So therefore you have a deeper purpose in life, isn't it? So therefore, um, be aware, conscious, and think of these examples. Think of King Shivi, think of Raja Janak. And King Kadarpana was not tempted by the charming apsaras because of the equanimity of his mind. Apsaras means maidens, like these celestial nymphs who are very beautiful. What to talk about human beauty? Celestial nymphs are millions of times more beautiful. But yet, King Kadarpana did not lose his self control, did not lose his celibacy over these temptations. So these are the goals in front of us. It's very easy to say practice it, do it, but very hard to actually succeed in those efforts. And if you are succeeding, if you are doing it in a practical way, then only you will progress. Otherwise it will stay very theoretical. It will still help, not that it won't help. If you are attending satsang, help is there for sure. But if you want to make rapid progress, tons of theory, ounce of practice. Out of all this, you pick one thing and then work on it for a month, sometimes a lifetime, depending on how deep the roots are of the problem. So, having renounced his kingdom, he abode in the inaccessible regions of the Vindhya mountains, enjoying the bliss of the self. King Kadarpana gave up his royalty, his money. All these are not just fairy tales, they actually did happen. Buddha left his palace and his kingdom and everything, his newborn child and wife, and because the purpose was much bigger, he went in this uncomfortable world with a begging bowl. Can you imagine that? That's those are hard things to do. Not that we have to do them, but at the very minimum, they gave us a very good ideal that that's why they are who they are. That's why Christ is who he is. Lord, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. Crucifying him and he's forgiving them. We can't even forgive somebody who just stole our money or did something wrong. So it takes courage, and we will get it. If we are getting to that stage, it's a progressive movement. So that is our benchmark. We can think like that when you look at these examples. A sage who does not hurt anyone is neither attached to life nor to death. To death is a kind of a ghost, that has been made up as a very scary thing. In reality, it is not. It is basically, you have already died. Like you are none of you are 2 years old anymore, so your childhood is dead now, and you became a child, then from a infant to a child, from a child to a youth, from a youth to a middle-aged man, middle-aged to old age, and so on. So this cycle doesn't just suddenly stop just because you die. No, no, no. It continues on, and that's a very reassuring and a beautiful thing, because if you're on the journey, you are going to complete it. That is why you see child prodigies, we say. How did they become? In their past life, they were practicing it day in and day out. And now that becomes spontaneous. A sage who does not hurt anyone, to his serene vision, life and death are the same. Do you know there is a saint in Dadichi? His name was Dadichi Rishi, where the demons and the gods had a fight, and Dadichi Rishi, he had consumed so much energy that the only weapon that the gods could kill the demons with was um, by, through his intestines and bones. They needed his bones to make that weapon. So they come and ask him for alms. They beg of his body to be given to them. So how will he give that body? He has to die, isn't it? So that's what they did. They put a lot of salt on his body, and a cow started licking it very deeply, and eventually he brought his pranas to his forehead and he departed. But he gave his body to the cause of the gods, so that, and they did win. They made a weapon out of it, Brahmastra, that Indra uses. Those of you who watch the Hindi serials and stuff will probably know. That's the weapon that came through the sage's bones. So, to his serene vision, life and death, to him praise and insult are the same. Now, can you imagine something? If somebody gives you, I mean, automatically we feel very elated when somebody praises us, but when they criticize us, we not so good. We don't like it. We introspect. Why did he say that? What was his intention? There is, but to a sage, it's like he treats everybody like the same. You forgive your kids, so he forgives them. Though ever detached, he continues to perform actions for the well-being of the world. Though ever detached. So he has nothing more to do, nothing more to accomplish, but now he has reached the other side. That's why they are called enlightened. They are no longer in the progressive stage, they are in the realized state. So for them, then it becomes a matter of guiding others, sharing their wisdom, knowledge, and helping other souls also cross that process. That is why we say it's called Brahma Vidya. This knowledge is called the knowledge of the self, that very few people have or will share, but the ones who do, who are genuinely sincere, will change your life. Don't leave them ever, because that is how you come in as a crow and you depart as a swan. You come in into with all our faults. The Guru takes our faults and he converts us. But it's a joint effort. Don't ever think that, oh, let him do the mantra for me. Your surgery, you have to show up to the operating table, isn't it? It's your responsibility. But yes, the prayers can come, the mantras can come, the sincerity can come, the map of how to do things can come. But walking, talking, eating, digesting, doing the things has to be done by the disciple only. And without faith, the whole show collapses, it's gone. Nothing is needed anymore. If that is not there, then um, no need for all this. Enjoy life. Section 199. A sage performs actions for the well being of the world. Sage performs actions. So, because they are built that way, they cannot hurt anybody intentionally or unintentionally. That is not their intent. So, Sri Rama is now asking, because he was patiently listening, his guru was speaking, Vashistha Muni was speaking. So now he says, "O sage, why should a wise and liberated sage perform actions when he is immersed in the knowledge of the self and enjoys infinite bliss within himself?" And that is a very profound question Lord Rama is asking, isn't it? That bliss, even if it is for half a second, 1 second, it is so profound that all the treasures of the world combined become like a little straw compared to that bliss, no matter how short it is. Imagine now somebody who is enlightened is always in that state. They have so much ananda. That's why it's called bhuma. Bhuma, there is no definition of bhuma in English. We call it bliss, but this is unlimited. No sorrow. Only the body will go through, but their inner status, they have overcome death. They are not afraid of anything. Life and death becomes a game. They have already achieved what they came to do. That's why they are called Jivan Mukt Sant. Jivan Mukt meaning in the life, in the present life, they are liberated already. So, if they are having this much joy, why do they come into this miserable world full of problems, and then they have to sometimes hear stupid things, arguments, this, that, and all the things that people go through? Why would they do that? Isn't it a good question? So Vashistha Muni answered, he says, "O Rama, there is nothing desirable or undesirable for a sage. While to us that bliss may seem very enticing, intoxicating, and we want to keep that status, that state extended and going, to them it doesn't matter. They're always there, it's their home." Just like you are at home, you go out for a walk or you go out for a mini vacation, huh? You don't mind. So there is nothing desirable or undesirable for them. Everything is part of divine plan. So if they have to roll up their sleeves and dig a well, they will help with that, or they have to do something else, they will do that. From what I know Priyaji's guru was Babaji. He was very active. He would always do his sadhana in the morning and then get busy, like hammering nails and doing things and building the mandir and all that. And that's what you will see. Most realized enlightened saints are very simple. They are very human, very tender, full of love and compassion for everybody. They have zero ego. They don't say worship me or do this, do that. But fine, if the devotees do it, they let them feel happy about it. So they allow that for their benefit, not for their own ego. We just heard, whether you are in, whether you are being criticized or you are being praised, to them it doesn't matter. To them, the world is a hospital. The whole world becomes like a hospital only. So everybody is sick. Some people get discharged from the hospital, they have gotten better, so good for them. But those who are in there, what will you do? Hurt them? No. Love them. Give them the right medicine. Make them walk. Encourage them. And slowly they will also go out. So this is how they see everybody. There is nothing. Therefore, it is all the same to him whether he performs actions or remain inactive. That is Vashistha Muni is saying. Uh, it's all part of the divine plan. They are not addicted to just bliss, happiness, although they have it all the time. There is nothing in this world that is either desirable or undesirable. With his intuitive vision, he beholds Brahman as the only reality. And this is the profound point, that we have not reached that state yet. But they do, because they see it. When you wake up, what difference does it make what your dream looked like? No matter how real it was, you saw a snake, you saw a river, you saw a goat, you saw yourself. Who made it all? Your consciousness created so many different images. You heard sounds, you heard noises, people. But when you wake up, all gone. So, this is how enlightened people see Brahman as the only reality. Brahman meaning that one supreme God consciousness, one energy we call Brahman. Brahman meaning the creator of the cosmos, not just this world. This world is like a little grain of sand compared to the entire cosmos. So he is created that, that is Brahman, and in that Brahman the whole creation is nothing but Brahman only. So when he sees good people or bad people, they are all actors. You know, in a movie you will see a villain, you will see a hero, you will see a funny character. So many people are there doing different things. To why? For you. Otherwise, why would they have to? But they're all acting, isn't it? It's all a show. When they go home, do they do that part? A movie criminal is just playing his part as a criminal. He may be a very kind, compassionate, loving father, isn't it? So that is how they view this whole world, as Brahman being the only reality. So they don't get angry at people or get agitated or overly excited. O Rama, as long as this body lasts, it engages itself in action according to prarabdha, fructifying action. Out of this big storehouse of karma, only a handful comes out in a lifetime. But which one? Based on your prior actions. But you only have done it maybe 50 lives ago, maybe last life, maybe thousands of lives ago. That's why we say suddenly, why did this happen? Why did that happen? I didn't do anything wrong. He was very healthy. He ate good food. What happened to him? A time to go. So, Prarabdha didn't allow it. So you see, that is the complexity, and using our little fused brains and thinking we are very intellectual and we know this and know that. It's practically in the world you need it. So we are not negating anything. We are not saying throw away your intellect, but we are saying don't try to measure the ocean with a spoon. You see, that's what it is. We are trying to now say we are going to Mars, we have AI, we have this, we have that. So, but where are we? Our own peace is gone. Ransom is being asked due to social media and all these websites and all the things. Whatever solution you are creating in this world, the problems are multiplying in a bigger ratio. Think about it for a minute, what I just said. While comforts are increasing, so are the headaches accompanying your comforts. So, the answer is not in more material possessions, it lies in peace of mind in your heart to enjoy simple things. When a bud blooms into a flower, when the first rays of the sun come, when the dewdrops touches the rose, all these things are profoundly impactful and free also. So, O Rama, as long as this body lasts, it engages itself in actions you have to do. Karmanya vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. There is no other way you can do it. You have to do your karma, and that is your right and also your responsibility. Your human body is not created to be lazy, it is meant to do work, and therefore you have to do. But if you are doing it for selfish reasons, then you keep coming back because you are doing it for yourself. But when you do it for others, the same action becomes divine. If you are a doctor and you are charging a lot of fees just so you can fill your belly up or you can buy more expensive cars, all the power, that's fine, but that's selfish, that is for you. But if you now go and help, volunteer your time to go in a third world country and help people, or even here, then you are doing selfless service. The same skill is now taking you towards God. Same operation, nothing has changed, but your attitude matters, how you look at it matters. So that is what's called prarabdha. When prarabdha, so saints know, many saints have cancer, and you'll say, oh, what kind of a saint? If God comes to him, why is he going through why would he have to die then? What is this? They laugh at you, they say, oh, what is this? This body means nothing. When a pencil breaks, do you cry? Do you? Get another pencil. When your bulb blasts, fuses, what do? You change the bulb. You don't change the electric wiring. Much in the same way, these sages and saints don't give any more importance to this body because they actually view it like that. They view it like a transient tool on their journey to self realization. And once they have done that, they are done. Do you know the snake? Snakes, they have this way. Uh, we in Hindi call it kenchuli. I know it sheds its skin and it comes out of its skin and it moves on and it gets another skin. But if you see it, you will see the whole snake skin. It's a shell only. It is there. Have some of you seen it or are you aware of it? In Hindi, we say "saap ki kenchuli," and he will come out of it. Much in the same way, think of sages and saints like that. To them, the skin becomes just a shell. And when we get sannyasa, actually, you are given the mantras, and at that time they say, okay, consider your body extinguished, gone, dead. Do your own rights right now. So you can then now help the world in an unselfish manner. Otherwise, if the body identity itself isn't going, what are we going to do? How are we going to help the world? What new knowledge are we bringing if we are also greedy and lustful and uh, have no control of anything? So that is the difference between theory and practice. But that is the journey. So, O Rama, as long as this body lasts, the prarabdha karma has to be done. Therefore, don't argue, don't ever say, why is this sage like this or like that. They may be some sages 5 years old in age, but they are advanced souls. They are gurus of gurus. Sanatan, you have these four Sanat Kumaras. In the Bhagavatam, it comes sage Sanatan, Sanakadi, Brahma's direct kids. They are thousands of years old, but due to their innocence, they don't grow old like we do. So they keep their 5-year-old age, but they are thousands of years old. That is the meaning. So a sage performs these actions unhesitatingly because he is neither concerned with accepting them nor rejecting them. If somebody comes and gives them something, they accept it, they take it away, then also that is fine. You came You took it back. One and they view everybody as the same God. One God brought it, the other God took it out. So what? Even though a sage is beyond the restrictions of good and evil actions, he conducts himself in accordance with the scriptures. So, this is important to understand. Why don't sages commit wrong things? Why do they take pain to help others? Why are they always supporting? Because they follow the scriptures, because they revere the scriptures, they revere their gurus, they revere their teachers, because that's how they got to that point. Through these scriptures, through these masters, through their own effort, of course, but it's a combined, joint thing. How can, if your parents hadn't given you birth in this body, would how would you be enlightened? So that was the first step, your first gurus. Then they taught you kindergarten and this and that and worldly things. Then you got disinterested in all that and you came to spirituality. Okay, so then this is how the journey works. But scriptures become your foundational core, they become your being. That's why you see Swamiji at 92, 93 going strong with the scriptures every time. Last 7 decades have gone into guiding Yoga Vashistha, Ramayana, meditation, Mahabharat, and Upanishads, and all that, which is what now we are humbly trying to also do, to get the dust of his lotus feet and apply it on our foreheads and benefit and share, spread the fragrance. That is what it is. So, why should he perform those actions that are prohibited by the scriptures when he can perform the righteous actions that are most natural to his personality? So, if you have pure Ganga water in front of you, why would you go to a stinking place where the well is dirty, polluted water? It's there, but why would you go there? If you have nothing else and you have to save your life, surely you will go there. But right now you have the best, most pristine, best water, so you enjoy that nectar. That's what sages and saints also do. They are addicted to scriptures. And what did we say? Get that addiction. All of us should get addicted. That is a healthy addiction. No side effects, no money cost, and the high, spiritual high, so high, it never comes down. Intoxicated. They're talking about the Sufi who goes to a bar and he says to the bartender, give me 3 paisa worth of wine. And 3 paisa means very little wine, like very, very little. And the bartender looks at him so funny. He says, what what did you say? You want only 3 cents of wine? What will you get in it? He says, no, no, I want enough just to put it on my mustache, just enough. Because when I'm talking to people, they should not think that I'm this high big saint, hi-fi saint. They can just smell the mustache and they'll think I'm drunk, because I'm already so high. What will this little liquor do for me? So he says, just give me that. This is what sages and saints do. They make light fun of very deep things, make them simple. In this world, there are enlightened sages from different castes and orders of society. So, whatever actions they will perform, these sages and saints, they do it with a serene mind. They don't do it in stress, they don't do it in agitation, they don't do it in a hurry. In a serene mind is like, think of your mind like it's being soaked in nectar. Can you imagine that feeling? Like raindrops are coming in your mind and you feel like you are high on a mountain and enjoying the bliss of freedom. That's a serene mind within you. And that enlightened intellect is ever faultless because it's enlightened. Therefore, all the taints, all the problems, all the calluses and the thorns are removed from the intellect and the mind. No, no negative thoughts. So it is faultless and pure, because such actions do not create karmic entanglements for the sage. A sage meaning, when we say a sage meaning an enlightened person, because there are sages who are in the process of becoming one, but it's like PhD students. They are doing the thesis, but they have not received the final degree or the final diploma. But they are better than a master's student or a bachelor's or a eighth grade. So they are at that level. They are sages, because there are two kinds of sannyasa that people go through. One is called Vidvat sannyas, one is Vividisha sannyas. Two types. One is, once you get enlightened, then you take sannyas and you help the world because you are enlightened. Now you have the authority and the experience and the ability, and you are there. The other is called Vividisha sannyasa, which means you are a sincere aspirant, but now you are on the journey to get enlightened, and you are sincerely putting in your effort. And now, and why sannyasa? Because then you have to say, okay, my all my focus is going to go on the spiritual dimension. No more worldly thoughts, no more worldly actions, no more movies, no more this, no more that. I mean, to that extent where that becomes your sole focus. And that's why these sannyasis live in ashrams. They live in joint communities where everybody is trying to get sannyasa, do the same thing together. And then they have some masters who are already enlightened. They study under them, and they create that environment where they're doing it all the time. Not like us, for 1 2 hours we meet once a week and we think we are very elevated. We are sincerely trying our little bits, but there are problems in every environment. There is no utopia, there is no perfection anywhere. But wherever you are, consider that as your temple. Your house is your temple, your heart is your temple. Whatever you do, do it sincerely, do it with love and faith. Then uh, even God will help you, the right guidance will come to you. But without your faith, without your self effort, the best of the teachers will become useless, because your mind is already full. How are you going to absorb anything they are going to give you? You already know, I've read this, I've read that, I know this, I know that, why should I listen to? Then that's fine, you go your way. It doesn't hurt, because it's your journey. You have to have the cup that is full. Will, if the cup is upright, all the rainwater will come in it and it will be full to the brim. But if it's upside down, not even a drop will go in. The rain was the same, the container was the same, the size was the same, but how it was inverted or upright mattered, isn't it? And therefore, all the sages and saints will tell you, without humility, you can teach anything. But unless faith is there, unless humility is there, and compassion is there, nothing else will go in. Because ego will take over, lust will take over. They are called, the three problems we have are called Lokeshana, Viteshana, Putreshana. Many people on this path get stuck, and then they slip, and when they slip they break their legs. Break their legs or fall down, I mean, come down spiritually. That's what I mean by break their legs. So it is called Putreshna, Viteshna, Lokeshna. In this field also people are stuck with this. Think about it. Why did you come to this field if you all you wanted was name and fame? Wrong place. Go in the world, make money, do other things. But here it's basically with Teshna, meaning um, hunger for money. I need money. I need with what? How will you survive without money? What will happen? This, that. Oh God, that God who gave you the body will also give you the resources. He'll create them. If you are that good, money becomes your servant. It has to come. Where? Why not? People will open their hearts for the right knowledge, the right resources come together through God's grace. If we think we are doing it, we are doing nothing. We are doing nothing. So through that grace, but most people who are worldly, they will say, no, 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 this is how you build a plan. You decide, you do this, you do that, and look, I did all that and I built 50 houses. Yes, surely it works in the worldly way, that way, but not in the spiritual way. Spiritual way is, this knowledge is sacred. Sacred knowledge can never be sold. It has to um, be given with love to aspirants, people who are deserving, who are willing to take it with great reverence, great love, and great care. Those are the aspirants that will grow. Others, the dish is inverted, they didn't eat. What is the teacher to do? So that's with Teshna. The second one is Lokeshna. Lokeshna meaning, I want fame. Now, why is that Swamiji so famous? Why come? How can I not get there? Why am I not there? If those thoughts start coming, you should understand something is wrong. You are still in the worldly mentality. You are thinking he's better. Why is this? Why is that? Why not me? Therefore, it is still a worldly process. So come out of it, because you have to be a monarch on this path. There is no location, desire for the. You are trying to leave the world. You're taken sannyasa, and then again people get stuck into that. Isn't that hilarious, funny? But we say it's funny, but many people get stuck in it. So therefore we have to always uh, wear the hat of humility and walk bare feet with humbleness, and prostrate to our Guru, prostrate to God, and to keep us humble. Because when ego will take over, who knows? So that is why. And then the third thing is Putreshna. Putreshna, meaning the desire for progeny, more family, more connections. So many people, the right sannyasi would want to be alone. He will enjoy his own self more than anything else, him, his self and his scriptures. But then he comes to the world to give back, to give and guide others with his knowledge, just so they can also benefit. That is the main purpose behind it, nothing else. So that those three we should always be mindful. And those of us who are worldly people, because not everybody is a sannyasi, that's okay. But if you are living in the world, have high goals, especially if you are seeking enlightenment, then do things in moderation, in a way that will uplift you, give you the bounce you need to make progress. So viteshna is needed. You need money. If you don't have money, we don't want to be beggars. We want to have a house, we want to have clothes, we want to have food, all that. But don't spend all your time running after money, because that is a materialistic thought. When materialism will come, you will become a worldly person. Just a little bit of world goes in you, sattva goes away, spirituality goes away. And therefore, like a elephant, we take this satsanga, we enjoy the nectar, enjoy the bath, we come out, we pick up dust and we put it all over again. And that, therefore, we keep repeating the process. So we have to know, um, vairagya has to come, dispassion at some point. Everything is in moderation needed. Even saints and sages need a hut to sleep, comfortable environment, food, clothes. But beyond that, God will provide. So have that faith. Don't keep on accumulating so many money, so much money. When I retire, then I will do this and I will do that. The best thing to do is do good now to yourself, to the world, and do charity work also. Help the non-profits, help people who are needing help. Hungry, somebody is hungry, go to a soup kitchen, get involved in those things. If you don't have money, that's fine, you can do seva, you can do service. If you have money, then help the causes that you believe in, that are giving you benefit, that are helping you grow. That is important. So that's how we lead a good, happy life, and we progress forward. So with this, our time is up. We have covered a lot of things today. So we will continue this beautiful journey in next Friday's satsang as to what Vashistha Muni is guiding Lord Rama. These are all, since this is the conclusion, this is the highest state, and then when it finishes, we will go back and start it all over again. So now that we have a group of sincere aspirants regularly attending, we will all enjoy this from the very beginning. And it's a beautiful scriptures. It takes many years actually to complete, especially since we do it once a week. If you were doing it once a day, even then it would take a long time. But it's not the quantity, it's the quality that matters. And an ounce of practice is better than tons of theory, like we say. So Hari Om Tat Sat. Let us do our arti together for all the punya we have accumulated. Let us give it to our pitras, our departed souls who are all starting today. They like a hostel. The official vacations are here for them for these 2 weeks. Normally, there are also other provisions, like when on the date of their death you can do, but this is a general mass availability to all the people of Sanatana Dharma, or they can be of any religion. Really, it doesn't matter. It's your feeling of what you want to do for your departed souls. So that's what's most important. And then when we do that, we are helping them. So this all of you who have listened so attentively, beautifully, we give this punya, this merit, to the your father, parents if they are departed, grandparents if they are departed, and great grandparents. By then, hopefully, at least few people are departed, because nobody lives forever. So, with love and compassion, we give them this satsanga, and they bless you. They feel so happy, because the journey of the soul, once they are stuck, is by themselves. They have nobody, nobody. So when you think of them, and you do it once a year, every year, it bonds. They bless you. When they go back, they give you blessings, and you are showered with happiness, joy, promotions at work, and those kind of things. And if they are not, if you treat them with disrespect, or you do wrong things, then you also get cursed. So it's a two-way street. Because imagine a child waiting for his parents, and they don't show up to pick him up, or they don't care. Now you waited, everybody else's families have picked their kids, but in your case nothing happened. So what will you do? This is what they do also. If they are waiting, and all the other people are getting all the glorious prayers, and the divinities are helping them, but you need somebody, so they'll say, what did you do? So this is why we have progeny and lineage, and the boy, we give the last rites of our families and parents and so on. But we don't believe that it ends there, just because the time frame is very, very different. Just like light years are not the same as human years, isn't it? Light years are, it's a whole different scale. Much in the same way, the scale of the devatas and the scale of the pitri lokas is very different. Our 1 year on earth is only 1 month in the pitris, where our forefathers are, and 1 year on earth is 1 day in the devaloka, where the heavens are. So that time stamp works. So if you go and stay 1 day in the Devaloka, you have already passed 1 year here. So if you stay 10 days, you'll be 10 years older here. Much in the same way, the Pitri Loka also works. Um, but our prayers are very helpful. So let's do 3 prayers, and then we'll do the Aarti for them. Let's do Pitra Gayatri for them, and may all these souls be benefited. And also, always keep the souls that are orphans, who don't have families, who don't know about it, who are unaware of this tradition, so they may also be benefited, because they are also in pain. So if we have 10 apples, we are giving one to our child, we can give more to others, isn't it? So that's how we should think, and pray for them. And let's do invoke your all your loved ones, departed loved ones. Thank them for your body, your mind, and the blessings they have given you, because not everybody can attend this satsanga, but you are attending it. What a blessing it is! What a blessing it is for you to know about this Pitri Puja and beautiful traditions and follow them to whatever your heart will tell you to do. So ओम देवताभ्य पितृभ्यश्च महायोगीभ्य एव च नमः स्वाहाय स्वधाय नित्यमेव नमो नमः स्वधा ओम देवताभ्य पितृभ्यश्च महायोगीभ्य एव च नमः स्वाहाय स्वधाय नित्यमेव नमो नमः स्वधा ओम देवताभ्य पितृभ्यश्च महायोगीभ्य एव च नमः स्वाहाय स्वधाय नित्यमेव नमो नमः स्वधा. So like I told you, this will happen for 13 days concurrently, starting today till October 13th, and after October 13th the festivities will begin for Navratri, 9 days of mother worship, 3 days for Mata Durga, 3 days for goddess Lakshmi, 3 days for goddess Saraswati, and finally the enlightenment of the soul. With that, let's do our arti together. Thank you all for the satsang. I know we are a little bit over today, but we had many other things to pick on and talk about. But I hope you enjoyed the depth of the the conversations and what it is. Some of these rituals that are very pertinent, very beneficial, we should do. Some that are obsoleted out, we can ignore. That's fine. But some that are good, we should hold on to those. This one we particularly care for because it's a pure, done with a pure heart. जय जय आरती विघ्न विनायक श्री गणेशा. जय जय आरती सुब्रमण्य कार्तिकेया. जय जय आरती वेणुगोपाला वेणुलोला पाप विदुरा नवनीत चोरा. जय जय आरती वेंकटरमणा संकट हरणा. सीतारामा राधे श्यामा. जय जय आरती गौरी मनोहर भवानी शंकर. सांब सदा शिव उमा महेश्वर. जय जय आरती राजराजेश्वरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी. महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाशक्ति. जय जय आरती आंजनेया हनुमंता. जय जय आरती दत्तात्रेया त्रिमूर्ति अवतारा. जय जय आरती सद्गुरुनाथा शिवानंदा. सद्गुरुनाथा ज्योतिर्मयानंदा. जय जय आरती वेणुगोपाला. ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकं नेमा विद्युतो भाति कुतोऽयम् अग्निः. तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति. ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृतात्. ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व. जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो, जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो, जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम ब्रह्मर्पणं ब्रह्महवि ब्रह्मग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम् ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिनः। अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राण अपान समायुक्ता पचामन्यं चतुर्विधं। हरिः ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मर्पणमस्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So just another reminder for everybody, those who are available tomorrow at 4 o'clock 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be doing the Ramayana part. It will be in Hindi and English, so those of you who are available are welcome to join tomorrow at 4 p.m. on same Nikhilananda live. And thank you to all who have participated today: Yogini ji, Shankar ji, Priya ji, Mark David ji, H.J. Maria, and Radha ji, and let's see, Nirmala Misir ji. It's so nice whenever you are here, you are attending more regularly now. Beautiful. And जय श्री मिश्रा जी, प्रणाम आपको, बहुत बहुत आशीर्वाद. Good to see so many different people. And आशा देवी जी, आपको भी शुभ आशीर्वाद. God divine blessings to all of you. Bhupendra Patel ji, Om Namah Shivaya, God bless you also. And Taran ji, I'm so happy you are here today. Finally, you were not well, so all of you, please pray for Taran ji. His left hand was not working for uh, many months, so he could not write or attend satsangs, but he wants to be regular. I see he is here today, so thank you. Bahut badhiya, dhanyavad. Saras Deo ji, Om Tat Sat. So wonderful to see you coming. Also, this is every Friday, so it is a commitment. Many of us meet all the time. If you are enjoying it, nothing beneficial than a great satsang. So keep it up, and thank you to each and every one of you. And Sunday we will see you for Bhagavad Gita at 11 a.m. from Shiva Vishnu temple. Again, blessings to every one of you. May you continue to grow, expand, and enjoy your spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is supposed to be a lot of fun if you know how to do it properly. Most people don't, they make it too serious. So may God bless you with that bliss. May you be like the bumblebee that enjoys making honey. And once you do that, everything will come automatically. May we be humble and simple. And H.J. Maria ji, I will be waiting for your call. And then please bless her also, all of you. She has been immensely helped by Yogini ji's group of integral yoga, and all of you who have guided her on this path. May she continue to progress and make grow spiritually. Hari Om Tat Sat. So divine blessings to every one of you. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.